To carry out an investigation, submit a report in 2 months, which essentially means, Shravan, that the charge that was being made by the opposition, I'm trying to understand the politics part of it, even as we speak and bring this breaking news development happening in the Supreme Court of the country, pronouncing its verdict in the batch of petitions demanding an inquiry into the Hindenburg saga between Hindenburg and Adani. What this means is that political opposition's demand of a joint parliamentary committee sort of stands sidestepped now, because if the Supreme Court is monitoring, Supreme Court has ordered an inquiry, the opposition better wait for this kind of a subject experts committee looking into it. Because remember, SEBI doing it, and this committee which has the likes of KV Kamath, Nandan Nilekani, OP Bhatt, and of course 2 justices. Well, really shows that insofar as the Adani Hindenburg saga is concerned, we might not have heard the last of it as yet. But more importantly, the opposition demand of a JPC now stands with sidestepped.
Well, in fact, the Supreme Court has basically asked SEBI to conclude the investigation in just about 2 months and file a status report. And the committee is going to be formed under the leadership of former Supreme Court Judge Justice Sapre, and the other members of the committee, as you were pointing out, Abhishek, it's OP Bhatt, Justice Theodore, KV Kamath, Nandan Nilekani. And in fact, a big statement that has also been made that this is in order to protect the Indian investors. There is an urgent need for the formation of the committee. Now, that's a big development as far as what has been demanded all this while, from the time the Hindenburg report was put out, and thereafter we've seen the free fall of the shares of Adani Group, especially the flagship enterprise. We've seen there's been a free fall in the shares. Also, there's a 2-month deadline that has also been put out, Abhishek. So essentially, being looking at the price manipulation and the allegations that have been leveled by the Hindenburg.
Also, I think the government can now claim that, because the government was facing heat from the opposition, Shravan, the government can now claim that when the matter reached the Supreme Court with all these petitions being filed, the government position was very clear that A, they have no objection to any kind of investigation being taken place. In fact, the government had offered to by itself set up a committee. Now that the Supreme Court is doing it, the government has agreed to it. In that sense, I think that takes care of a lot of politicking that was happening on the issue, Shravan. And this is definitely an important development insofar as the Adani Hindenburg saga is concerned. If I could get, since we continue to have those guests, if I could get in Smita Prakash on this. Smita Prakash, you think that Supreme Court ordering this monitored probe in the Adani Hindenburg saga really takes care of the opposition demand that an inquiry should happen, and that this inquiry and investigation would be absolutely unbiased and above political motives being attached?